Story of Seven Beggars started on the night of the Holy Sabbath of Torah Portion of Shemini, 25 Adar 2, 5570. What do you know about rejoicing out of depression? I will tell you how people once were happy. A tale. Once there was a king who had an only son. The king wanted to transfer the kingdom to his son during his lifetime, so he threw a grand party, which is called a ball. Now, when the king throws a ball, there is certainly great merriment. So especially now that he had transferred the kingdom to his son during his lifetime, there was certainly a very grand celebration. And there was at the ball where all the royal officers and all the dukes and gentry, and it was very merry at the ball. And the country also had enjoyment from this, that the king is transferring the kingdom to his son in his lifetime, since it is a great honor for the king. So a very great celebration took place there, and there were all types of festivities there, music bands and comedies and so forth, as well as anything that is used just for merriment. It was all there at the ball. And when they had already become very merry, the king got up and said to his son, "Being that I am a stargazer, I see that you will at some time descend from the kingship. Therefore see to it that you have no sadness, no grief when you descend from your reign. Instead, you should be happy. And if you will be happy, I will also be happy. Even if you will have sadness, I will still be happy that you are not king, since you are not fit to be a king if you cannot keep yourself happy." In other words, if you are the kind of man that you cannot keep yourself happy even when you fall from your reign, then you aren't fit to be any sort of king. But when you will be happy, then I will be extraordinarily happy. The king's son took up the reign very sharply and appointed his own royal ministers. Now, he had dukes and ministers and soldiers. Now, this son of the king was a wise man and loved wisdom very much. And there were very great intellectuals by him. And whoever came to him with some sort of wisdom was very esteemed by him, and he would grant them honor and riches for their wisdom. Whatever each one wanted, he gave him. One wanted money, he gave him money. Another wanted honor, he gave him honor. Anything for wisdom. And because studying was so important to him, they all took to wisdom. And the entire country was occupied with wisdoms. Because this one desired money in order to get money for it, and that one desired status and honor. And because all of them were busy only with wisdoms, therefore they all forgot there in that country the strategies of war. In other words, how to wage war. For they were all busy exclusively with wisdom, to such a degree that the smallest person in the country was the greatest sage in another country, while their own wise men were phenomenal scholars. And on account of their wisdom, those wise men of the country fell into heresy, and they drew the son of the king into their heresy, albeit the simple folk were not harmed and did not become disbelievers. For there was great depth and subtlety in the sage's wisdom. So the common folk were not able to enter into their wisdom. Therefore it did not harm them, only the wise men, and the king's son became a heretic. Only the wise men and the king's son became a heretic. And the king's son, because there was good in him, for he was born with goodness, and he had good character traits, would frequently remind himself, where in the world am I? What am I doing? etc. I would make a very big groan and sigh deeply over it. He would ponder, how is it possible that I should get carried away with such things? What is going on with me? Where am I in this world? As he kept sighing intensely, however, as soon as he began to use his intellect, again, the heretical philosophy became strong by him. This happened numerous times, that he would remember everything, where in the world he is, what he is doing, as above, with groaning and sighing. But as soon as he began to use his intellect, the heretical belief became strong by him again, as above.